Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. You?
First to join the meeting. I thought you were not going to be able to come. That's great.
No, I've got half an hour before I've got to go and teach, so I thought I'd join and show my face.
Great. Thank you. Where do you live?
The UK.
Oh, wow. I'm in
Louisiana
in the United States.
Oh, great. So it's 2:30 here at the moment in the afternoon.
Oh, it is? It's 8:30 in the morning here.
Oh, right. Yeah. This is why I've not been able to join the meetings, is because I'm always working.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Who's your friend?
Oh, he just hangs and tags along.
He's amazing.
He used to move and stuff and make noises, but he doesn't anymore. Hey. Another person in the car. That's great. Now there's 4 of us. There we go. Are you all still there? Where are you teaching today?
I've just done a session this morning, so with some adults with special educational needs. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just off to a school this afternoon to do, so I'll do like an after school club there.
Wonderful. How many different places do you teach?
It depends on what projects I've got on. So this morning session's been running for 12 weeks.
Wow. So you travel different places every day?
I've got a studio.
Oh, okay.
But I do go out and travel. Yeah.
Good. I used to, when I was teaching, I went to different schools every day. Just oops, it went away. Where'd it go? I'm admitting more people here. We're gonna have.
Emma, I can see we're both in the car.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Ah, there we are.
Yeah. Hi. Oh, who's your friend here? Huh?
This is Cheetah. He used to talk and stuff, but he doesn't anymore.
Wow.
Now he's my silent partner.
Nice, nice, nice. Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you.
You too. I've only got half an hour because I've got to be somewhere, but I thought I'd quickly jump on and show my face.
Right. Nice, nice, nice to see you.
Great. I just want to remind everybody our next meeting is December. What's today? The 8th? Yeah.
It is
December 9th. December 7th is our next meeting.
7.
And I'll send out notices and all that. Did all of you get the news about the last two meetings I put on YouTube? Good.
Yeah. Cool. And you did past 3 meetings?
Pardon?
You did past 3 Zoom meetings? You organized Zoom?
Yes, yes. Actually, my daughter has the one that she pays for it. And so we can meet solid, 2 hours at least, without having to rejoin.
Who do we have today? Is it the same? Because last 2 times I wasn't present. You still have someone who presents themselves?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the AniLooper team has offered to present today. Yeah, that's the mail I just saw a couple of days ago. That
Yes.
they'll be presenting.
So you're presenting today, AniLooper?
Yeah.
Great.
I'm just
Great.
waiting for Jürgen to
Sure.
to be here. She has this she has more the English words are more fluent with her. So
Okay.
I understand well the English, and but we arrange this so we can do together. So I'm just waiting that she comes online with us so we can start. Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait for her. We'll wait. Looking forward to the presentation.
Yeah. Today we had this in the AniLooper place. The internet yesterday afternoon stopped work, so we managed to be at home, each one, to do this.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for her now.
Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait. So as soon as she comes, we'll start.
I had to do an upgrade for my Zoom, so I believe that maybe she's in the same problem with the same problem.
Okay.
But I will call her now to see how it's going. Okay.
Okay.
And how are you all?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
For a long time.
Yeah, been too long. I really look forward to these meetings. I appreciate my daughter being willing to let us use her Zoom. And
Please thank her on our behalf. We're able to do these. Please do thank her on our behalf.
Oh, yeah, I sure will. Yeah, well, she's happy to do it. She's in the advertising business and documentaries.
That's really nice of her to offer us her account.
Okay, Jürgen is waiting for someone to say, come on, to the invitement. She is.
And I think you may have to, I think she's waiting to join.
I'm sorry. It usually comes across the top, but there we go.
There she is.
I'll have to keep looking at this to make sure I let people in.
Yeah. So last time I was with COVID. Has gone.
Hey.
Yes, the bug went out. Now we are ready again.
I gotta go somewhere. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So how are everybody's workshops going with the kids? What's happening? Everybody's very busy with all the work. I think schools have opened up everywhere, and the classes are on, right? Children are, I think the COVID has, the scare is now, at least in India, it's not there anymore. So how is it in other parts of the world?
The same, easy. Some people say that even more than before COVID. Because they want to get like it was before, so there are a lot of workshops.
That's great. That's
And
good.
on Friday, I have one interesting workshop for the first time for blind kids or half
Wow.
blind. So I will tell you next time how it went.
Yeah, please do share that. Oh, that's amazing.
It will be a lot of tactile and a lot of different materials. So
Textures, yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool. Nice.
and now I'm driving home and it's a lot of traffic. So I'm half on the street and half listening to you, but better
Okay, so
than
we won't
not
disturb.
to see you or hear you.
Yeah, we won't disturb you while you drive.
Yeah,
So
I
you
will
can
listen when
focus. Okay, you
loop
can
I will
listen, yeah.
make the
So
Was
you
anybody working on anything specific right now, or new classes, or?
Well, actually, we haven't started yet working with schools. The schools are on, but one of the particular projects that we normally work, which is in collaboration with the town hall, they're a bit late. I can't say it's not usual, but we always want to start as early as possible. But this part of the initiating the process and everything, it's not up to us. So we are waiting, like, in the next week, probably we'll know which schools are we working this year, and then we will start.
Cool. So, you want to start with a presentation, Durga?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anyone else if someone else is still coming, or
No,
we can start on the.
No, I think we can start, whoever joins, and then anyway, everybody will have the recording. And
Yeah, and
I'm
I
sure
can,
we'll have a lot of discussion after your presentation.
and
We
I'll,
usually have a lot of questions.
yeah. And also I'll let anybody in that pops up here.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks. Anna.
Okay. So we'll start. I will share a presentation. Let's see if it's working. Now I see that I need a permission to share.
Let me see here how I can do this. I think you can do it now. Can you do it now?
I'll try. It still says that it was that it was not activated, this option of screen sharing for a participant. I don't know if you need to make me like a co-host or something like that.
Your screen sharing, it says, so.
Now we see yours.
You see mine, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, stop sharing then. All right.
Okay, I'll try again. No, I think I can share right now. Let's see. I think now it's already available. Can you see it?
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, perfect. So today, me and Carla will will present Anilupa. We actually do a lot of different activities, so we try to kind of group the presentation in some parts so that it wouldn't be too much information. So just to start in the very beginning, we would like to share that Anilupa belongs to a bigger organization that is called Associação de Ludotecas do Porto, which was funded in 1987. So yeah, it's already has some years working with local community a lot. So it's a non-profit organization. It has a community center. It has lots of projects in social and educational field. I don't know, Carla, if you want to jump in just to tell a bit about the beginning of our organization.
Well, I think there were this ludotecas. Ludic, it comes from the this kind of, in the 70s that start a lot in Portugal. There were a lot of these kind of institutions that were placed and that were open all day for kids to go there without any cost, just to play. There were places that exist all in Portugal that they in the municipal that they were open for the kids to go there and play and well, just for play for this kind of so inside the Associação de Ludotecas do Porto, actually they had this kind of different kind of activities. They had serigraphic workshop. They had a lot of places, different kind of places, and they invite the artists in different areas, like painters or ceramic or that kind of different areas, artistic areas. So they come and they do something with the kids in the workshop with the association. Actually, Anilupa comes from these workshops. It was start like just one of the workshops. Each workshop had a name. Anilupa was one of them, and they start by doing the optical toys and this kind of activities. After that, in 1990, Anilupa starts to work with the animation. They get some money to get actually an animatic and this kind of old recorder to do animation, and they start to do the first film, and it becomes it was like the studio, Anilupa studio from the Associação de Ludotecas do Porto. So in 1998, sorry, we had this possibility to achieve. We applied for the European they had yes, finance, and we did the project, and we achieved this funds to create a space, actually create just a center just for Anilupa. We still belong to the associação. We still are in Associação de Ludotecas, but we start to have this place, this center that was just for Anilupa, where we start to put all the sets and exhibition, the sets that comes from the films. We achieved to build the optical toys that it's part of our space in the exhibition. So, and after that, it was the work more center in this center Anilupa. It was objective to use animation as a center with the interactive exhibition, and we start to develop a lot of activities in the field of animation and the image. So that was how it starts, the Anilupa Center. Okay, Jürgen, now it's you.
So I'll continue with our objectives. I bet like a lot of most of us have like kind of similar goals, but still just to sum up. So one of the main goals of Anilupa is actually to make it possible so that any person that has no contact, that has no experience in making animation could try out that. regardless of age, regardless of social, economical context. So this is one of the main things that we focus in. And then from these works of arts that are made by these participants, we want that they would be acknowledged and shared, so that it's not some like art project that is done and then forgotten. So we also do our best so that actually these films are shown in festivals, are shown in local events, or even used in schools or other organizations as a resource for learning also. Then the next goal is related with our exhibition place, as Carla was already introducing. So we have this space that is possible to visit, and we receive a lot of visits, and we wanted to make it an interactive space, not this kind of museum where people come and they cannot touch anything, but where they could come and interact and learn by playing, by experimenting things. So the idea is to talk and learn about the emergence of cinema and about how animation works. So also, like all of these activities in general, we strongly believe that providing this access to all these different forms of artistic expression fosters cognitive development and stimulates imagination and creativity, and it's very important. And it's also related with another goal that we have, is actually to try to identify in our contacts, in our communities, where there's a lack of access to this. For example, in the last years, we noticed that unfortunately schools are reducing arts curriculum tremendously, especially in young ages. And so through our work, we try kind of to fill this gap. Or when we work with the disadvantaged communities or disadvantaged groups who don't have access to cultural activities, to activities that promote their self-expression. So we also aim to provide the space. Then we also believe that this experience that Anelupa has for around 30 years working in this field is important to be shared. So we also want to, and when we manage to, we make training activities and share our knowledge with teachers, with educators, with people in educational and cultural field. And for last, we also work a lot with the local cultural and educational organizations, and sometimes this partnership brings us projects and activities that we couldn't imagine alone and wouldn't be able to make them alone. And so this work in partnership, in network, is also like big part of us. To sum up, in terms of the public that we work, so it's as I was saying, you will work a lot with organizations, not that much maybe with individual like people. So with the educational, social, and cultural organizations, but also in terms of ages, it's quite wide. So from small kids to young people, adults, and elderly people as well. So as before, like we were mentioning, like the different activities that we do now. So maybe in this first part, we will talk about everything besides the filmmaking, because we think it's a really big part, and then we'll leave that for the second part. So one of the activities that we already referred is this our interactive center that we have. It's not a huge space, but we still can receive at least like one like school groups and the size of individual visitors. And as I was also mentioning before, there's lots of replicas of optical toys and all the other devices. So when we receive a group according to their ages and interests, normally we talk a bit all together, trying to figure out what's interesting here to learn, how we can learn it. And there's also this kind of free part where everyone just interacts and plays around with toys and can just put up the question, and we're there helping out and sharing. We always also show one of the films made by the participants of our workshops. So as we have lots of them, so it's easy to choose a film that maybe would somehow relate it with the group that is coming to our center to make this animated visit, as we call it. So then after watching the film together, there's always a space to talk about the content of the film, about all the processes behind the scene, about the techniques. So then again, actually every visit is very different because it depends on the age of participants and of their interests, because we have like school visits, but we also have like students coming who are studying education and are more focused on the educational methodologies. So then we switch it up completely, the topics that we talk about. And then one part of this interactive visit is also making a simple optical toy. So it's just to try out, so after discovering how it works, to have this hands-on experience. And we used to receive around 1,000 visitors a year. This is the pre-COVID statistics. We had to change a lot of things. We used to receive like very big school groups that we would manage to like them to switch between the two spaces that we have, and then all of that had to be changed. But we also actually appreciate way more when we receive smaller groups, because we can interact the experience is richer for them. We were closed for most of the COVID period, because as I was saying before, it is obligatory to touch and experiment everything in our space. So we're recovering a bit from that, receiving visits again, and we'll see how it goes. Our other activity that I guess also most of you also do a lot is these short workshops of optical toys. So just as animated visit is a way to include more people in this journey. We are a small team, and every year we do the animation filmmaking workshops, but we can't provide for such a wide public, and to come and visit our center or to come and participate in a short workshop is a possibility that we do for wider public to get in touch with animation and the history of cinema. So we do these are those like short workshops that we do in our space, but also in schools and in other spaces if we're asked to. So we do the phenakistoscope and zoetrope, optical box, kaleidoscope, optical spinning tops. We sometimes experiment others that we now don't do again, and it's a bit like not a completely stable list, but yeah, at least these are the main ones that we do, and we have always on offer. Then the other part that I already mentioned is like this sharing the methods of learning and teaching and animation. So from time to time we have this possibility to do training courses for professionals working in educational social field. So it's basically to share the basics of the process of animated image in order to encourage them to implement this practice then in their working context. Then also we have this other activities and projects that as I was saying, also sometimes emerge from some partnership with other local organizations. And basically it's just to make it open to explore all the different art forms that are related with the process of making animation, like a lot of like fine art processes that we use now in animation. So sometimes we make projects and activities to explore those arts on their own, or interaction with music. We have like lots of how to say, like cinema concerts, where you have like the film and the music played live with some music organizations from our town. So like all the different other artistic projects also what we do. And then the last bit of this part is the screenings and exhibitions. And as I also was mentioning before, we really aim that the films made by our participants would be seen. So there were already like several really big exhibitions that were made in collaboration again with the local cultural organization. In some of the photos that you see, it's the National Art Museum that is in Porto, and so we managed to set there the programs would have like the screenings of the films of particular topic or of particular project, and then all the like the sets exhibited, and then the talks, and then the parallel activities happening besides of like the screenings and the exhibition being available. So I think this part is over, and I would like to share a short video about these activities that I just talked, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe if you'll have some questions about this part, and then we move to filmmaking. So I will share a video right now.
Is it showing, or is there a problem?
We are not seeing nothing, just
Just a blank screen?
Sorry, you're not seeing the video?
no.
No? Okay, I'll try to...
We see the map in the folder. You maybe just press it.
Sorry, Andrea. Couldn't hear what were. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start over. I think it's working now.
Well, it works, but it's jumping. It's not runs in real time. So I don't know. Maybe we can send this. So
Okay, maybe, yeah, if it's probably because of the internet, maybe it's just not fast enough.
I can try to send from here, but
yeah, maybe let's try the last time, Carla, if you could try to share video from your place, and then if not, then we'll send we'll put them on the
let me see if I can share. Or
probably you'll need also to have this permission.
Work. So are you guys a big team or how's it? How does it work?
We are 3 people now.
How many? 2.
3.
3. Ah,
Yeah.
and you all are looking after the exhibits, the animation workshops, and everything related to Anilupa.
Yeah, exactly. So
And what
it's a lot of
about
different things happening at the same time.
right, I can see that. It's amazing work. And what about the organization? Do they or they support? How do they fund you all? How does it work? The funding comes from the organization, or it is people pay to visit these exhibits and they pay to watch the screenings. How do you go about that?
So it depends. Our organization, as I was saying, it's a non-profit organization, so it has on its own tries to attract some funding to sustain the organization itself. But then we, as Anilupa, we also have to look for the fundings for the projects that we want to do. I think the main how to say, like the strategy of our organization is when we get the funding for the projects, we make them free of charge. For example, for the filmmaking projects, they are free of charge for the schools who participate. But because we managed to get the funding from municipality or from another fund, in terms of the short activities, we have a different strategy, which is accessible price. I would say like even symbolic price. For example, for the visit, the price for groups are €1 for participant. For the workshops is like €2 or €3
Normally,
depending on the materials.
Yeah.
That
Sorry.
we use for that workshop. But also, like if we have a group that says we cannot pay, we'll make it happen anyways. But then we have also other participants who don't mind to and have all the possibility to contribute this with this fee. So yeah, so this is a kind of a mixed system. Al, just to let you know, you're sharing your screen. It's a really nice picture, by the way.
Yeah, it's with his grandson. So sweet.
I
So
apologize.
we have
I don't know. I'm an old guy. I don't know all this stuff.
And did you get to see the video? Did you get a chance? Did you manage to see some part of it?
Me?
Yes, yes, you.
I did see the first part, and
Okay.
I did see it twice, but it was slow. And did you stop it, or did you let it run?
Right. No, it worked well later. It worked well later.
Okay.
we will send the video. So this was the first part of our presentation, because as you see, we have a lot of range of activities, and so we decided to have this second part just for the filmmaking, the animation activities workshop. I don't know, maybe we can.
I will share the screen now. Just a second, hope it works.
I think I stopped it.
No, I think I can share. I think it's
Yeah.
working.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'll have to jump. Okay, here we are. So this is a bit of a sum up of the animation workshops, because
It's
that's
not,
mainly also how
open. It's not open.
No, you can't see it.
No, it's not open. I only see the case. Eu só vejo a pasta, os conteúdos da pasta. Tens que
Okay,
abrir
I'll
o PDF.
share again.
I'm screen sharing. Does that, are you seeing my thing now?
Yes, your thing, your picture. Beautiful.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Now we're back,
Beautiful.
but I don't know how to,
Yeah.
every
Okay.
time I go to screen share, it's one at a time here.
You don't have to do anything.
Durga, your voice is breaking. We can't hear you. I think you have.
You freeze.
You see my screen now?
Okay.
Yeah, we see your screen.
You still see me? Okay,
Yes.
there we go.
Okay,
But
now
I
it's
don't know
fine.
how to
Now,
let you.
that's okay. Don't worry about that.
How do I
Yeah.
get it?
Durga, you freeze. You are freezing, Durga.
I think you don't have, and I think nothing else should be done. Just
I think she has.
Can you
If
hear
you
me
turn
now?
off your video, yeah. I think if you turn off your video, I think it would work
Okay.
better.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do the share screen and your,
Yeah,
like I've turned off my,
yeah.
if you just keep
Yeah.
the audio on it, I think it works better.
Is it better?
Yes, the audio is better. And I think now you can share your screen, but we don't, there we see your screen. We see your screen
Yes.
now, yes.
Yes.
See the presentation, right?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
see it now.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yes.
This technical thing. So here we are at the second. I'll do it full screen. You can still see it, right?
Yes. I
Okay,
can.
great. So it's a bit of a sum up of what Anelupa has done through these around 32 years. So it's more than 7,000 participants who made their films, and that makes up to around 230 films that we have now in our filmography. And as I mentioned before, we also do this effort to send them to different festivals, etc. So naturally, some of them were also awarded, and the work of the people who participate is acknowledged in this way. The part of how do we organize these workshops actually depends a bit on a situation. Carla, please feel free to jump in at any moment. I think I'll need your help in this.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, each project is a bit of unique in its way. But what we try always to maintain is that it's made, even if there is a common topic, even if there is like some limitations, we still try to create it together with the group. So we, like typically if it would be like a class of school children, we start a lot talking with their teacher, getting to know them, and starting doing some of those like kind of activities where we work as a team, where we get to know each other, and slowly going to the point where well, the film making process is initiated, but not like just right from the beginning we will make a film. It's more of yeah, like getting to know each other and working around the topic, and then it slowly starts building, and all the rest depends on the inputs of the group. So the techniques, the how it's made, etc. And we mostly work with big groups, which is also challenging, and they do the collaborative work in all phases. So it's basically everyone is discussing the script, the idea, do the research. It involves research most of the time. Carla, maybe you would like to jump in
Sometimes
phase.
actually the research it's interesting part of the process while we are constructing the idea for the script. Sorry, and we normally when we have the opportunity we go outside. You can see there is the entrance to a museum, for instance, because this project they had they wanted to work about the dinosaurs, and this specific area that they have this dinosaurs archaeology. So they went there and they did a visit where with the animators from there, from the museum, and in these cases we start to talk first to these animators so they can understand why these students go there, what is the objective, so they are ready to receive the group, and they are ready to get the answers that the group prepare before they go to the museum. For instance, you can see some kids here. They are drawing on the street because they were working in the project that spoke about the history of some streets in the Porto. So they go outside and they do this drawing view for the buildings, for the architecture, so it's kind of what we said before. Once there are no activities, art activities in the school, because they are really cutting everything. So we try to do this work with them. Because it's also important for the procession, visual procession that they do after this the studies, and all the constructions of the sets and the characters. So they have this. Some of them comes from this kind of research. Others are. It's more creative and abstract ways of doing this process. So they pass through all the process of the process stage. Actually, the storyboard. Sometimes it's not the storyboard like a technical storyboard. But sometimes we, as you can see, Jurgen, can you open the presentation more?
It's not on? Sorry.
No, yeah, click there. So you have to go to the slide now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, here. Stop. Yes. So as you can see, in the right on the right, it's an example. Sometimes we use the storyboard technical with the notes and everything. But sometimes when you have a narrative, a visual narrative, they use their own drawings to create this narrative, as you can see on the right on the top. So after that is the same as you do, I think, the constructions, the studies, And normally we use materials that are easy to get, so like cartoon or cardboard, not cartoon, cardboard. And we also try to use these materials that it's easy to access for if they want to do anything else, other kind of stuff with this kind of material. So the techniques, normally we try to adaptate the after the script, the storyboard. We start to try to understand what the best technique for the environment of the idea that they want to work with. And so after that they start to construct, and we really try a lot of materials. As you can see, you saw some examples in the part of the exhibition in the national museums and the other exhibitions that we do. So after that we start to do shooting. For as Jurga said, we work with the class. Normally they are in schools. With schools they are about 20, 25, 26 students for a class. So when we start to shoot, we shoot in small groups. So everyone comes. We try to get a space, a small space in the school. We bring all the equipment, and then in that small space they come 3-4 students, and they stay there and they work and they shoot, and then they go again to their own class with the teacher, and then other 3-4 students come, and all of them have the opportunity to do a plan, or sometimes they do the plan that they work for. Sometimes they do the plans of the other friends. But once this is a project that it's discussed with all, they understand. When they go to shoot, they know exactly what they are doing, and for where is the part of the story, what is the part of the story that they film. After that, we normally use the record. We record when it's necessary. We record the voice and the sound normally with them. The sound, when we have the opportunity, they build and they create some small sound effects. Well, because it's really it's hard to put these students to do some music for the project, but we had this opportunity for a few times in these long years, that the students were involved also in the creation of the music and all the sound effects, everything. After this, the editing part, they don't do the editing part. They understand that what has to be done with the sound and with the shots, all the plans they shot. So we go and show how the things are, but when we have to join together, all the editing part is with us. Normally is with us.
Following the script and the visual planification that done with them.
Yeah.
Basically, we are guiding ourselves on the editing part by the final script made by them, and yeah, by the shots made that were made following the visual planification. That is most of the time basically is done in this forms of drawings arranged together in the big group, like in a big sequence.
So at the end, we always try to do this, the film premiere and exhibition in the school with the class. Normally it's with the class involved and the other classes from the school and the environment all school involving. We invite they invite the family and the community to come to the school to see the work. Finally, the final work they have done.
And
So
when
Jurga?
it's possible, we also do the small exhibition with the sets, like all the process, a bit of the writings, a bit of the first drawings together with like the final sets. So then when parents come and when the other classes come, they can see the film and they can see a bit of the process, how it's done. And I think it's a very emotional moment, how the kids are proud of what they done, and they actually are there ready to receive like questions and talk quite passionately about the process and explaining and teaching everyone attending.
Yeah.
Also, like
So,
when we talk about the idea and research, it's a bit hard for us to talk about like this typical project, because then we have a lot of films, for example, that doesn't have like this this linear narrative or the story. There are lots of like abstract films without the dialogue, and then definitely the process is different. And then we have a lot of films where like there's this topic that is discussed with the kids, and then they do their own research, or they interview their families, or they write like their own think about their own experiences and then write down, and then everything is shared in the classroom, and then like the final thing is like a mix of everything, a bit of everyone. And I think what's important for us in all this process is that every participant would do his bit in all the phases, so that everyone feels like kind of represented in the part of the written script, if there is one, so that everyone does like the construction part and working on their own in small groups, helping each other. Then all the shooting, as Carla was saying, sometimes they shoot like just this exact part that is maybe related more to them, but most of the time is a bit of a mix, and I feel it's very good, because then like they feel that the entire film is theirs, because maybe it was my phrase, but then it was my friend who did the drawing for this phrase, and then we together made the character, and then someone else shoot this scene. So then it's like this real teamwork happening. We have like this another slide that also gives like some details, because we were like checking the things that everyone is asking, and that we also want to understand, like, so in this practical part, how it works. So we put like some more information. So as we were saying, like it varies, like the number of the sessions and the duration varies a lot on the project, but then we have like some typical projects that comes with a particular funding. So we have these limitations inside this project. So it's, for example, it's 20 sessions once a week, around 1 hour and a half or 2 hours. But then we, most of the time, when the shooting time comes, then we change this. Sometimes we do like the whole day or 2 days in a row, just because it's more practical. If you have the set ready and you have these small groups that can rotate, we go this way. Then for the funding, so like there are some like these maybe 2 main programs that we work with. One of those is like this our city council program that provides the activities for school for schools, like very different ones, from yoga to music to philosophy, and one of those is also animation. So we every year we also, how to say, we apply, yeah, for this program. And if we're selected, we work with the, for example, this year probably will be 8 schools, and yeah, then we have like these weekly sessions with them, and end up with at the end of the year. Then we also look for our own fundings, like there's this Institute of Cinema and Audiovisual in Portugal that provides funding for the filmmakers and etc. And they have this program that is aimed for forming publics in school. So when we get funding from them, so then actually we end up to manage ourselves how many sessions we want to give and how we want to work with schools. And in these situations, probably it's more sessions, and yeah, organize more. And then probably the final events are bigger, and maybe getting together like the different films of this program. So, and we also have this possibility, if someone, like some organization, wants to hire us and pay for the workshops, there is this possibility. Normally it's for like this more like short time animation workshops, where it's more like kind of a tryout resulting to in some more like experimental abstract animation, but just a bit of like try out of some techniques. It can be done in a week or in 4 or 5 sessions. Yeah, so it really depends. We were also saying before that we work, like we talked a lot about classes of like school context, but actually like and most like maybe in photos you've seen like small children, like primary school, but we also have films made by like high school children, like 17, 16 years old. So we work with like those ages as well. Through like this community organizations, we had films made by adults and also by elderly people who also went through all the same process, just as we do with the kids. And I think the interesting thing is other intergenerational projects. There were some projects that elder people work together with kids. Most of those were related with also like with the seniors sharing their life stories or sharing some stories from their childhood, and then the script would be based on these real life events. And then they together would do, so the small ones would listen and then write the script, and then would go through the other phases, both of the groups. So besides schools, we work with community centers, with cultural centers, with like there were projects also done with the children from cancer hospital, or a center for mental disability and disorder. So like a lot of very different projects. So I think, so only the last bit, the last part of our presentation. And yeah, so this is like our like last project that we managed to launch this year. We wanted it for a long time, just to share a bit more like the films. So we have this digital film library. It took a lot of work to like to arrange like the categories and like what how would people like could look for according to topics, according to the recommended age, or duration, or etc. So we thought about this like library so that it would be useful for teachers, for other organizations who just want to do like these screenings in their organization. It's like so we have this this website that has all the technical files of the film, like some of the photos and the trailers available to everyone. but like for the films itself, you have to register. And one of the reasons is that because we work with kids, and like especially in some years ago, there was lots of pixelations where they appear, and also like their names are in the cast, like in the technical part, like and so we had to make it available to the cultural organization, to schools, to anyone like related to any organization. It's enough just to make a like to register yourself, and then again they can access the films on their own. We still are working on like promoting more this possibility, because we think it's important for the people who made the films, and also it's a big possibility for teachers, because there's a lot of films that are actually that we put it into this category, like the didactic. I don't know if it exists in English, but it's like about particular projects, so topics, so they can easily like put it in some kind of discipline like history or like even math. So we have like all these possibilities to look for each subject, each full subject, what they could how can they make use of it. So I think that's it for now.
Yeah, we have only another small video about this, just to show a little bit about this work of animation. I don't know how well, and we try again to show the film.
Let's try if all.
Okay, I will share now my. Okay. Let's see now. Okay. It's done. Wow. I
awesome.
realized that
Awesome.
we spent an hour almost talking. So
That's fine.
we did this. It's a long presentation. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
We thought
You have a lot of
it's
to say in the show.
Yeah, it's difficult to us to come to without showing things and talk about things. It's difficult to us to give you the information about all these years of and all the work that we have done. So I'm sorry, it's a long presentation, but this is Anilupa 30 years of work. So
it was amazing and much needed. It's a lovely insight into everything you do, and it's very fascinating.
It's like you have everything. You have museum, you have workshops, you have plays. It's like a dream to me.
well, it's not easy. It's not a easy process. We have moved for 3 times of places here in Porto. Now the place we have to start to think and just apply for the municipality to try another space, because there are structural problems with this one. It's small, but okay, we do, but it's how can we say, it's not an easy process. There is a lot of hours of work, a lot of meetings, sensibilization for this cultural and association and municipal. You know that every 2 years they have these elections in the municipality, of 4 years. So they comes other persons to the municipality. So we have to present ourselves every time
Again.
like it was the first time. And actually this is open to the city. Sometimes we feel that they are more recognized from outside than inside of the city. Yeah,
you are more respected if it comes from outside, you mean?
No, it's not respected, it's recognized, the value of your work, of our work, this kind of projects with community, with we did these presentations of these projects outside, and sometimes people from outside, even from other parts of Portugal, they actually we feel more like interesting, and they support us, like appreciate the work that we just indicate the way and put people doing their stuff, their work, their films, their stories, and so it's
as they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. So it's always
That's
the
true.
outside. No. I think I face the same problem here in India. So it's, but really, so how do just the 3 of you all manage so much work? If you have 8 schools, you have the museum, and
we are crazy.
Yeah, it seems like that.
We love this, so that's why we don't have life. It's just for this.
Yeah,
it's a big problem for us, actually. That's true.
You also mentioned something that when they go to the museum, there's an animator and he should know what you guys are doing. So do you all take other educators who also conduct the workshops for you, or you guys just do everything yourselves?
It's mostly us. Like sometimes like from time to time, yeah, we manage to get like this help only when we can't deal with the quantity of work, but it's also not
She's frozen again.
That
I will close my video.
I think she,
easy
yeah.
because it's a bit someone oh, is are we am I back now? I think it stopped.
That's better now. No, it's better now. I think we should
Okay.
just turn our videos off because
Yeah, it's
otherwise
better.
it's better. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, so I was saying that it's hard because so we're a non-profit organization and we have like this there's always a fear like we might not have like enough funds to hire someone permanently, and we would definitely need that. So sometimes like, something emerges and we really need someone for like this specific period, we'll look for this help outside, but it's also not easy because it's a bit specific area, right? Because you need someone who really understands animation. It's already like this narrow field, but you need someone who knows also how to deal with a group of people, how to inspire them, how to manage kids. And yeah, and also adults. I mean, it's someone also like from this pedagogical point of view. So yeah, it's not easy. And then we also feel that we have like all this range of activities, and sometimes when we have like when it's the end of the year, we kind of have to stop everything else because we're focused on finishing the films on time. So so the rest is a bit like on hold. And then in summer we do like we used to do like a bit of like these other different workshops because we have time for that, or yeah, so it's basically, for example, there's lots of other things that we would like to do more. For example, this part of training courses, but in the last couple of years we haven't done any because we just didn't manage to, and it didn't happen to. But they were done, this work was done before, and it's important and interesting, and could be also a way to like kind of investing to people who maybe one day could join us.
Right. So this exhibit is open all the time, or it is only when you register you can visit, or you can just, people can just walk in and see the exhibit? So how does that work?
So before the pandemic, it was open during the week. So we have like this opening hours, and for individual visitors, we didn't ask to book before. For the groups, we always ask to make a reservation because if there's another group at the same time, we can't. The space is small. So but then after the COVID, yeah, we started asking people always to book before. And also because when we have so many activities happening, sometimes we don't manage to, it's just 3 of us, and sometimes no one is at the office. It's like we try that it wouldn't happen, but it's impossible. So
So when you guys are busy with your workshops and there are visitors, and you said that people can just walk in at any time if they're individual people, then who's there to kind of present or take them through everything? Do you have someone to take care of that when visitors come?
No, it's actually it's us who do the visits.
Oh, so you need to be there at all times.
Yeah.
Oh.
How are you open? From when to when?
But
What's
like
opening
normally,
time?
like so it's from 9:30 to 12:30, and then from 2 to 6, just working days. And this is a condition mostly because of the space we're in. It's not our space. It's town hall space that was lended for us. So it's integrated in a bigger complex, and it's closed on weekends. So basically that's a limitation that is that we cannot control. otherwise, like, so these are our opening hours, and we try to make the schedule that at least one of us is there during this hours, while other two, for example, are at school, someone is there. But then, as I said, sometimes it's hard, so that's why we needed to shift. We're shifting now. Basically, we just have this information that if you want to visit, you need to book, and so then we make sure that that there's someone there.
Could y'all turn your videos back on? All they're looking at will be me.
Okay, I mean.
I don't think anybody wants to watch a video of me sitting here.
That's
Okay,
that's true. But the problem was because of the internet. But let's see, maybe it will work for a bit.
Yeah, I hope it improves.
So you
another
are at
question
the same
I have,
time.
yeah, sorry, carry on, Andrea.
Yeah. So at the same time, you are on the in the schools and in the museum. You do both, or you just the other the groups come to the museum.
When we have there are some a few years ago, almost 8 years ago, there was this opportunity from schools to go out to have the transportation. And normally before we start a film project, the first thing they do, it was a visit to our space, our center, because it was easier to start to understand and to give this information about what you will do, to have this preparation, a little bit playing with the history of cinema through the optical toys, and see a film, and to talk about the techniques and have this first experience. It works. It was very good because it works, has a motivation, and it was the beginning of a process. In spite of the theme, when we talk about animation, how it works, it was really interesting that the groups were involved in this first visit.
So you have this like a first meeting and then this 20-week.
Yeah, this happens 8 years ago, because after that there were a lot of cuts in the budget of education. So schools had this difficult to go out with the classes. So they start to come. So when they were involved in this kind of process. But even though we have schools that come to Porto from outside of Porto, and they come and they schedule with us and the other art museum, or so to be here all that. But now it's more difficult. It's more difficult because they have to come all school at the same time, and our center, our exhibition center is really small. So sometimes we can get 2 classes, but it's really difficult to manage this. And the cuts are impressive in education and cultural places, so it's more difficult to manage this kind of first interaction with an Ilupa center. It was really nice.
Thank you. So mostly you have these long-term workshops, and if they come to your place, they have like they visit the museum or have a short optical toy workshop.
We have
two different things happening at the same time. Like the thing that Carla was talking was I think can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
better.
Okay. so it's like 2 different activities. Like the visit itself to our center is available for any school, any group that they want, and we receive a lot of we would receive a lot of groups coming just to visit, to play and to learn there. It's kind of this one-time activity, or also like the short workshop. Oh, I think I freezed again. Hello.
Bit.
But then also what Carla was saying, that actually for the groups that we work like long term making films, it's also very good that they could make this visit to our center, like as an introduction. Yeah, basically that's it.
Okay.
So one question I have is something, a challenge that I face as well very often, is that, you know, all of us are somehow in some way promoting or, you know, taking children and adults through the traditional forms of animation, more artistic, right? And with the new technology coming in, do you have requests for a more kind of advanced form of animation? Because this keeps coming to me, and you know, a lot of times that's not an area that interests me, so I don't know how to deal with it. But people keep saying, oh, you know, we have ER and VR and VFX, and you know, there are all these Blender and grease pencil and all the new technology, and why don't you teach children, or why don't you teach adults the latest tools to create animation? And why are you because like Carla and Julka, I also at what I do in India is I think I'm probably the only one. I think Nitin is another one who does. He was supposed to attend today, but he's another one. He's also in India, and we focus on more on the art and like the traditional forms of animation. So how do you deal with that?
We had already this conference of ideas, and we start to look around more for these apps of animation. Sometimes in the small groups we try to introduce some of these possibilities, but actually we need some training also because in the meantime, with so much work that we have, sometimes in that area, I speak for myself. I do some things in digital animation, just simple, really simple things, because I had this necessary, how do you say,
the
need to understand how things and animation, this kind of problems. I had this master in the artistic education, so I had to make an intern stage. Sorry? Internship. I did this internship with I already work in Anilupa at this time, and I did this internship in a professional school with kids of 17, 18 years. So they is the finish of high school, and they were from 3D animation and 2D animation courses, professional. So I had this. I needed to understand more and to be upgraded to follow and to understand how things correlate. So it was really interesting because after all, when you work with the digital animation, you have a lot of tools that actually you can understand and you can do the link for some traditional techniques and ways to go there. And one of the things that I feel that in that time it was, okay, I'm learning this. I had to study a lot and to manage to be in class with the groups. So, and with the professor, of course, but also at this time, the professor, the responsible, asked me to talk about the oldest, the stop motion and oldest technique, so they can understand better, a little bit better, why things appears there, and this tool is related to what. And it was really interesting to do this. You know, try to understanding between the oldest technique and the new virtual and digital techniques. So
Yes.
it was really interesting. But yes, we have already this for even for training, because even for the profession, this training course for animators, or not animators, cultural animators or social animators, and professor, school teachers. So they ask more and more this kind of information to be more to be easier to go and to do something with their students or their groups, even if there is just a small examples of. So it's something that we are looking for, working for, and study for, because we have to study also to be to have these tools and to be more present, these tools more present, and to be sure about what this can be done.
But I think it's important to say that that we also don't really do that because as an option. I mean, we also appreciate, we really appreciate more like all the traditional techniques in stop motion, and especially because they allow to have experiences of working with different materials, like this, the artistic expression of like working with the hands. So we see this as a very important part of our projects, because there's so many situations where kids it's like the first time they do these things that we think is basic, like gluing papers, cutting things, and because schools are really like reducing on this part, and yeah, I think it's really a great value, and I understand completely why there are requests coming about like that. Traditional animation stop motion will never go away. We still have like this professional production that is, and so yeah, so I will just still basically will. I think I lost you.
Again, we lost. Just repeat the last sentence.
Yeah, so
no,
I was saying that like this traditional animation and stop motion will not disappear.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think my internet is not, not really stable, but I think you got the idea that we really want to stick to.
Yes, this and I think all of us this are... This and the fact of the expression activities in schools, and they don't have the opportunity to do nothing right now. They just cut so it's quite difficult to use and to go with paints for a classroom, because the class has to be clean and all that kind of thing. So they don't have. We had this experience of the younger with 16 years or 17 years that it looks like they never cut anything, just to cut the round the round cardboard for do a thaumatrope. They seems that they have difficult to do this kind of thing. So it's a plus to work with stop motion and this kind of, that was, I think Jurga wants to say.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we do believe that children should work with their hands and create with their hands and their brains, and you don't really need, I mean, it's a tool. If you use a pencil or you use paper or you use a digital device, I see them all as tools. And but I think like we learn to write with a pencil before we move to a typewriter. I think it's important to work with the hands before we get to the digital, especially with kids.
It's also like a development. Maybe for younger kids, it's really good, or to begin with animation, it's really important to start with stop motion. But if you work with teenagers, for sure, it's better to show them also digital way, because that's the real life. If they would like to work in animation field, in that case, that's the good thing. So I think it is not something that you just can skip. It's for sure you understand animation better if you start with drawing and then stop motion, but that's also something that is really valuable for especially teenagers. But yeah, this is the technical thing. If you have it, and because it's more individual. With the stop motion, many you can involve more people, and with digital, it's, I think, more everyone should have their own computer. So that's the obstacle, I think. Or yeah, maybe if they have the tablets, and with the apps where you can draw on tablets. But yeah, for sure, you cannot involve so many people at the same time, unless, because it's you have to, it's cheaper with the paper.
Yeah. And that is absolutely true. That is, it's easier, and the reality here in Portugal, even in school, and with the experience that I have in this internship with a professional school, even there, the students have to get their own computers, because there were no computers for all in the class. So, and it's really difficult. And even if we want to approach something more simple with younger or older, I think here the difficult of the access of technology, it's still a reality. You have kids that work had the phones, for instance, and they play games, and they know how to use some apps and to do a lot of things. But if they want to write, if they need to write an email, for instance, they have this difficult, because they use the technology for entertainment only, and the rest is absolute. So they don't think, they just, and I'm not against the use of video games, or because it's the reality, but I think there is a lot to do about the digital education. So I think we still have this kind of problems because we don't have computers in schools. With some of them has a computer, but most of them don't have. So and so they are always in the government and the school, the cultural and the education government says always in talk about inclusion, but we are still we have still a long way to achieve this include and digital. We still have some difficulty. And yes,
but you have some computers for editing at your association, so they can edit it.
No, we have our computer. Yes, the equipment that we have now, it's from the Anilupa institution. So we have they work with this and they see all the process. Even when they are shooting, they move, they go to the computer and they control things, because we teach how to do. You have to rec, you have to put this button, and we are, once we start shooting, we start to explain what they are doing, how it will be, and we explain how to see the last seconds, or if they want to see everything after shooting a plan. And they really interact with the computer, but there is no time in this kind of this kind of process that we have now, this kind of projects. There is no time or sessions that they can dedicate some time to understand what or to not understand, to use the computer and to do the editing, for instance. I usually,
how many computers you have?
We have, each one have one computer. Jurga has one computer, one camera. It's like a station. I have another one. Fernando is the third one, has also a station. So each one has their own station, because we have to run from one school to another and then to Anilupa, and we are always with the backpack.
We were joking that if you would like to apply for that kind of job, you must be really flexible, really strong, and I don't know, something else, I guess, also patient, of course.
Yeah, and you have to
so
like,
you have dragon frames for animating?
yes. We have now we have 3 3 or 4 license for dragon frame. Each one has one, and we have also the license for the Adobe Premiere. So we can do the editing work. But for a long time we worked with Umatic, Betacam, so we were technology. We have to also learn and to be able to. For instance, we had the Betacam is really big video recorder, so we had to transport all these for the schools, and it was really difficult. And then with the computer and with the Premiere, and we start to for a long time we used the free Animator HD application, you know, the program Animator HD. We talk about this
Animator DV, I think.
DV.
And
yeah, the first one, it was
available.
I think now there is the Animator HD, but I don't know if it's still free or if you have to pay. For a long time, we used that DV because it was free, and we use that for shooting. And now we get the license for Dragon Frame, and it's working well.
I see. It's you can buy it and try it, So Animator HD.
Yeah, but before that it was DV. The problem is that was the DV has the smallest image size. Yeah.
The Peter and Wolf was created with that software. I can see now here on the web.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are going always updating. Actually, this is an area that includes that you have to always to be aware of the new stuff and trying, and sometimes we don't have time for trying. I had these periods of trying the stop motion
studio
for schools, yeah, and but then we need more time to be able to test things before we are with the group and to explain, and
so you mean if you would like to tell the teachers which program they can use for free, and before you would have to test it.
Yeah. We need to do this, so we have this, and we had also this project that was curricular. So we did this project with a college. We had the kids from 12 years to 14 years, 15, and there was this opportunity to work a little bit more this part of the computer programs to animation and to music, because this was integrated in the I don't know how to say, the curriculum. Actually, there were two subjects, that was project and technology, and another subject that was music. So the teacher of music work the music for the film. They learn how to edit and to record and to this, and I work the part of technology and the project. And in project and technology, I did all the part of the image and the stop motion, visual effects, and that kind. So after a year, each class had a film, and it was really, I was like in teaching. So this Anilupa had this protocol with this college that we were responsible for these subjects, and in each year we work animation integrated in school. So they had evaluations, notes, everything like normal, like Portuguese or math or history. So they have these three subjects that we try to construct and do films, animation films, distribute for, it was a really nice and interesting work. Sometimes includes the Portuguese teacher, sometimes includes the history teacher also. So we did this, it was a really challenge because we had to do all like, you know, it's a formal education, so we had to adjust all. Sorry?
You had to make it like systematically how to connect all the.
Yeah, for the school, for it was it was like a subject like math, like history. So we had to do everything and justify everything, that all the process. For instance, if they write the script or if they do like technology, some of them made some light tables, but they have to do the light table. They have to do the electric connections and even so they can work animation. So we had to adapt all of this kind of process, each project, to the school.
So this project is still going, or it was just
no. Now it's stopped, but it was for 8 years. I worked in this for 8 years. So
and for how long you have the museum and this place where you are now?
Yes, yeah.
How long do you have this place? I mean,
how long we have in Lupa?
Yeah,
98, right?
Yeah.
1908. From 1908.
From 1908. December.
So you have like now a museum with optical toys and for groups. Oh, okay.
It's small. Right now the space is small. It's not too big, but yeah.
The workshop, the curriculum that you did, it was a structured program in the school for 8 years. So every year you had to come up with something different, or how did you? Because 8-year program is a long program, and if it was
actually, we before we start each year, we had this meeting with the professors of the other subjects, subjects, and we try to input this in disciplinary projects. So with animation. So I think it was this you asked for.
Yeah, so okay, so whatever was happening in the classroom, you kind of correlated it to some animation. So every time it was different for 8 years, or it was the same program that you ran for 8 years? That was my question.
No, we had some, for instance, 2 years, 3 years it was the same, and then we did some changing. And we adapt for the different kind of situations that we had,
and the lessons,
and even ideas that other teachers come with, and we.
Okay, so depending on what they're teaching in the classroom, if they're teaching about birds, then you do something about birds. If they're teaching about planets, then you do something about planets. Is that how it was done?
It depends. Imagine that they have this year. There were 1 year that they work. The theme of the school was the energy, the clean energy, for instance. So we pick this theme, and we work with the science teachers, and because in my classroom, when they had the technology or project that they work animation with me, they were just with me. I was their teacher. So there was no other teacher. I had this.
Right.
But we bring animation for moving all these.
Nice.
I think what is in other projects also that are happening now, that we are still working not like a separate subject of animation, but there is still you have to make relationship with other subjects like the writing or like the arts, and it happens during the school hours at school. So it's not like extra curriculum activity, not like after school activity, but during their normal school hours.
Right. Yeah. I do something similar here in one school in India, where they've made it a part of the school curriculum. So it's similar to what you've been doing there.
I have a question. Your senior adults, I saw a slide or two of senior adults working. do they have a tendency to be better artists? It looks like the things they were building look really good as far as three-dimensional props. I mean, how do seniors respond to doing this stop motion? Really well, or is it hard to get them?
Well, I think they respond very well. This kind of projects, in this kind of social centers where they are, they were developed there, and actually, in sometimes we try to bring the traditional techniques that they had. For instance, if they work with there were in this project there was this gentleman that was a tailor, and they did, and the other one was also tailor, female. So they did this kind of jacket for a puppet, a character. And they even did the molds and everything, like, but it was in the small. So some of them brings the artisanal, activities, like with making some, I don't know how to say, crochet.
Like knit, not like really knitting, but yeah, like their skills and knowledge can add on to a project in a different way than with kids. Like this sewing thing probably wouldn't happen with young kids, or knitting, or
Well, you always think of working with kids with animation, but I really hadn't thought about trying to do it with senior adults.
Yeah, but it's impressive, because even for the there is another thing that is the fact that this generation are the generation that had to build their own toys. They didn't, most of them, they come from places that they didn't have, that there were no money for the parents to buy toys. So they bring all these memories of constructing and to join pieces of wood and cardboard and to do their own play toys. So, and it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to really include that, because we have tons of seniors around here, and I know many of them are artists, so this would be a really great thing. Or we have a lot of nurse care facilities here that have people in them, so they're everywhere.
And those projects actually that based on memories, I think they're really interesting ones. Like we have like a couple of projects that had this focus, and so it works a lot as a motivation for them, sharing their memories, sharing their knowledge, and it comes up as a very interesting subject for anyone to see. Actually, some, I think, like from the reaction that I get from like our visitors, etc., there are some of the films that were made with older people and based on their childhood memories, and they're like the favorites where everyone like relates to and get a good laugh and just like see and learn and see things that they wouldn't imagine was possible. About like the past of their country. Sorry, I think my internet connection is not too good. I get the feeling that every time I start talking, then every
So, Jurga,
area do you cover with these workshops in Portugal? How far you go? I mean, it's all over the Portugal.
The north of Portugal more. we had the long projects we had in the north of Portugal more. The short projects we had mostly until the middle of Portugal, almost Lisbon. So yeah. But the long project we had a lot that was those projects that was also 2 years that we went to some places near in the north of Portugal, near the border of Spain, even in some places that they are different kind of cultural and even the language. We have Portuguese and we have Mirandês. That is a way of speaking the Portuguese different. That is really old, and but it's start to be just in some places, small places, people still know how to talk Mirandês. So we had this project that we really went out. But Portugal is small, but still with a lot of work and a lot of miles and kilometers of driving. In these long projects, when we go out, for instance, I had this one in the north of Portugal, that we go and then we compact everything. For instance, I stayed there for 2 weeks, and in this first we have meetings with the teachers or with the responsible of the organization, and then we go. And when we go, they just start the process with the teacher about the theme and what they are going to work with, and the text and so the writing process. And then when we arrived, we stay, for instance, for 2 weeks in this place. Actually, we sleep there and work from morning until all day with the school and with the class or the group until and we do everything. So before we go, the last day we do the exhibition and the prim exhibition of the film and of the process of the project.
This is awesome. Does anybody else have a question? Thank you for your presentation. It's just been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in awe of you and all that you do and your commitment and everything you've done. I can't wait to go to your website and check out all the things you have on there. Let's take just a moment, if we could, to discuss who's going to present next week. You think Tazib could do it, or Andrea? In American tradition, if you're not there, you get voted in. They give you a committee.
So it's a lot of
can't
information.
hear you well. Is it my internet or
And
you all
are we keeping the same day?
hear the?
If you'd love to do it, we would love to have you present next time. I think that I might be putting together a couple of videos showing process that if nobody ever presents, or the presenter can't get there, like the people from Iran and that sort of thing, then I can share something. But
Yeah.
I don't want to be a principal sharer. So what do you
Yeah,
say?
that sounds great.
Tazib, I don't know if Tazib's still with us or not. She's off both channels.
Yeah, I think everyone's having
is,
internet problems.
I guess I'm the only one who didn't have the presentation yet. So is it
Yeah.
the question if I would have?
Yeah, could you do it next time? Would that be possible?
She's thinking. Okay. There is no.
Oh, she left.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's a no.
No, it's difficult with the internet. So I think I talk about from both of us.
There she is. She's back on.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
she's back.
Yeah. Ah, she's trying to reconnect.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
We thought you
I don't
ran
know
to
what
the hills.
happened. I just, my internet went down.
Hmm.
No, but I still can't. It's written your internet connection is unstable. So I don't know why. Maybe because I'm in bedroom. I would change, but my little one woke up because he's a bit ill and he's here sleeping on my hand.
Yes.
So I can't move. And now I'm free. Okay, now I got you again. So next time we are together again on November the 7th.
December 7th.
And I do the presentation.
Great.
Okay.
All right, so
Great.
I think we're done. We have the next presentation, and
Yeah.
thank you for your time and for your questions.
Oh, we loved it. It was a wonderful presentation. Thank you. That's why we have this group.
I'm so sorry I had to step out again because my son is currently studying in the US, so he called me up. So I had to get on that call. I'm so sorry I missed the last bit, but thank you, Durga and Carla. It was wonderful. All the work you guys are doing is amazing. A lot to learn from you guys, and we'll keep picking your brain on the group now that we're all on the animation educators group. Yeah.
Yes, I'll do the Zoom meeting again.
Okay.
Yes. I'll have it all set
bye.
up.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Taxi went.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.